The red flag is raised, ready for a start in RAUMASTER Swedish Grand National of 2025, the 54th edition of this great steeple chase. 4 runners on their journey with 16 obstacles ahead of them. First is Jordvallen, and leading into it for the first time, last reference, Dreamer's Choice to the outside. Mutadalfek, who, like Dreamer's Choice, runs for Karen Kutzny on the end, and the bag marker being Christopher Robertson, him. This race in 2022, Mutadalfek won it in 2023. They enter the long lake turn for the first time, taking it right-handed now. And when they come round again, then they'll take it left-handed towards the end of the race. There are plenty of twists and turns to come before that. A simple enough route if you've done it before. A bit of a maze if it happens to be your first time. Luckily, all these jockeys are old hands of it. It's Kevin Parkin, who gathered another champion hurdle title with Mustiavik early in the cart, who'll lead his rivals out of Storehulvängen, the long lake turn, and uphill on the first lap. Him, the back marker, but only lengths off the leader at this stage, and they continue their journey towards the Irish jump before swinging to face the crowd after negotiating event at the top of the racecourse. Last reference extends his lead as they go over fence 3. Car park to their left, the palace behind the trees, the surroundings of Stromsholm, and it's the Österängen Nature Reserve in central Sweden, about 130 kilometres west of Stockholm. There'll be applause from the crowd as they come past the buildings and head out on their second circuit, or second circuit as such, for it is a twisting, turning course. First, a temporary hurdle to take in what will eventually become home straight, and they approach it from the other direction. That hurdle will be removed, or it will be right on the finish line. Last reference showing their way down the hill from Mutadalfek and Dreamer's Choice is still the back marker, him, through their point of departure and back over Jordvallen. Then they'll disappear from view as they re-enter the long turn on the shores of Lake Freden. Some spectators even watching this from the water, which I think has to be unique for any Grand National anywhere in the world, doesn't it? You can see it from a boat. We'll be catching a glimpse of last reference leading the parade from Mutadalfek and Dreamer's Choice, him, a further length behind it. That's the order. They turn back out of the long lake turn, Storehulvängen. It's Karlsfors for a second time going up the hill. The incline, him, might be the back marker, but he's staying in touch with his rivals, giving them no rope as they remain bunched up. After clearing Haashorst for the last time in this direction, they head across the course via the cross-section, diagonal fence near the paddock, another chance for the picnickers, some of them in the long grass, some near the trade stands in the middle of the course, to catch sight of the runners. And still last reference making the runner. 2 Kutzli charges, Dreamer's Choice and Mutadalfek in behind in front of Christopher Roberts on him through Ivana Portakova and the Czech-based maestro Greg Grableski. Across the far reaches of the course they travelled. They've the water jump, the Vattengraven to take in the wood. Then they change direction and come towards the English jump for the first time. The course narrows onto the trees here, just as it does in the long lake turn. The Stromsholm Dagen cross-country course visible. 4 runners going in the cover and hunting down the Swedish Grand National prize, the enormous trophy that was sent up to Sweden by Miracle Toppen before this contest's first edition back in 1971. And this project, of course, got off the ground with the help of Bjorn Zachrisson. He died earlier this year, and we remember him today. They make their way back towards the attendees over the English jump at the top of the racecourse. They cut through another route to the one taken on the hurdle and the flat races, and indeed at this race going the other way. And as they re-emerge, it looks like last reference is going to lead them over it. He's made all so far. Now they turn towards Storehulvängen, the largest fence of the course, with a sizable drop on landing. Last reference from Mutadalfek now on the outside in the hands of Niklas de Vem. They're safely over the tough one, and now their journey continues by going through the short lake turn, Lilla Hulvängen, still with last reference leading. The canal turn is next, then it's back into the wood under the trees and over the open ditch beside the VIP tent and the wonderfully eccentric members of the Sir Roger de Coverley Club. Always a pleasure to have them. They're members in the tent, many of their members in morning coats and top hats. It's Ron Ascot next week, but they're getting in there early. I hope they manage to keep hold of their champagne as they watch these 4 competitors career past the halfway point. It's been and gone now. Before long, we'll be into the business end of the race in the closing stages of the 54th Swedish Grand National, sponsored by RAUMASTER. Interview again for many of the picnickers gathered along the rail, and they include some visitors from America. So a very warm welcome to our transatlantic arrivals, having a lovely day in the sun with us. Now last reference, who served as a bit of a pacemaker, is starting to struggle as the race changes complexion, and all of a sudden we find him nosing to the front. 2 previous trophy victors show the way with fences left to travel. Him just ahead of Mutadalfek. Last reference not content to lie down down, but Dreamer's Choice losing ground by a second at the top of the course with all to play for. Down the side of the track they'll head with the tempo increasing. Christopher Roberts will need to have him ahead when it matters here. They take the Irish jump, Coles Hurst in the other direction, and then it's up to Jordvalen, also negotiating going the other way. The long leg turn before that, this time left-handed. Her Him shows the way. Muttenafek taunts him in behind though. Dreamer's Choice looks beat. Can Her Him fend off Muttenafek? That's the question as they enter Store Horvangen for the last time. The long leg turn. Her Him length to Muttenafek. They've got an uphill incline to negotiate, but it looks like we're going to have a very close finish here to the RAUMASTER Swedish Grand National of 2025. The crowd prepare themselves. Who will be victorious in this great contest? One more fence left to take in the green oasis of Stromsholm in our summer celebrations closing contest. Her Him near side, Muttenafek far side. They're neck and neck as they spill out of the bend. Nicholas Leven and Christopher Roberts over Jordvalen with nothing to separate them. Two previous Grand National heroes going toe-to-toe to the line. Her Him and Muttenafek, but in which order will they pass the post? Clash of the Titans. What a race this has been. What a finish to the Swedish Grand National 2025. It's a photo in the big one. Wow. Looked like Her Him just held off Muttenafek there, but that is very close. Last reference third in any case, and Dreamer's Choice will come home fourth, but that was a thrilling finish. The Swedish Grand National of 2025 goes to the judge.